And good evening, everybody, and welcome to the Leadership Webinar for this December 12, 2013. My name is Jim Ginocchio, Executive Vice President of Marketing for QS2. Big week for QS2, off to an incredible start, and we've got some awesome information to be shared with you tonight. Some incredible leaders will be joining us here on this Leadership Webinar. We begin with our CEO of QS2 out on the West Coast, Mr. Dan Ahmed. Dan?
Thanks, Jim. Thanks, everyone, for joining us tonight for this powerful leadership presentation. We have a bunch of unbelievable people that's going to be sharing a lot of information with you. I'm just going to do a short little introduction and a summary of Quantum Wealth Builder before I bring our powerful guests on. And I want to make sure everyone knows tomorrow Quantum Wealth Builder goes live. So very important. If you haven't seen the presentations of what Quantum Wealth Builder will do for you and for your practice and for the people you're in front of, you'll be in for a treat once it gets going. We'll do a ton of training on this over the next 60, 90, 120 days. This is a game changer. This provides us a huge competitive advantage. This gives us something right now that is far more comprehensive than anybody else has out there, and yet far more simple. So if you can imagine 2 to 3 to 4 to 5 times the power as far as information we're going to display, and yet it's going to be 75 to 80% easier to input the data. It's going to take us 15, 20 minutes to do a complete plan for someone. So it's just awesome. This is really our logo on the left-hand side that I'm showing on the screen right now, and it shows 4 puzzle pieces. And Quantum Wealth Builder, the whole mission, the theme of Quantum Wealth Builder is putting the pieces of your financial puzzle together. I think that's tremendously important, simply because most people don't know what the heck to do with their finances to put them in a position to be successful. Well, we've chosen the 4 areas we think are the most important to provide them the most solid financial ground. The first is the family protection, and we help someone protect their family with a dimer: debt, income, mortgages, education, and retirement. And that is really to calculate out the proper amount of life insurance the man and the woman needs to make sure their family is going to be protected in case either or both pass away. We then jump to the PAD, P-A-D, and that's our assets and debts, plan assets and debts. And what this is going to do is allow us to calculate out someone's net worth. So it's pretty cool. We need to know what your net worth is so we know what your assets are as far as the amount over the amount of debts you have. Income and expenses, that's number 3, MRA, monthly resources available. And that's important to know, what do we have available to save on a monthly basis? And there's a great calculation, 1-page summary sheet that shows what someone has, all their income added together, and then all their expenses and debt payments subtracted from that income. And that gives us the monthly resources available. So that's a great tool to be able to show what someone has available so they can start planning for their supplemental retirement. They can put into IUL, they can put into these other plans. And the 4th, which is the royal blue, that's our retirement planning, RSE, Retirement Success Evaluator. Tremendously, tremendously important, because right now, very few individuals across the United States understand if they're going to have enough money when they retire. I think right now a lot of people think, well, there's a great chance I'm not going to have enough money, so I'm just going to put my head in the sand like an ostrich and I'm going to hide. Well, we have to pull their heads out of the sand, and we have to show them where they stand right now, which unfortunately for a lot of people, they're not going to really be standing in a good position. Well, it's our job to first point that out, and then it's our job to show them exactly what they have to do and educate them on the options so that they now can have a successful retirement. So if you look at these 4 sections, family protection, assets and debts, income and expenses, retirement planning, our dimer, our PAD, our MRA, and our RSC, we're going to be able to show people everything they need to be successful when they put their plan together. And we're just going to educate them, but we will do the work for them. What I'd like to do is show you a couple of the screenshots just to give you an example. Well, you know, it's probably important tomorrow to know that we're going to go live. When you go to your site, you're going to see this. And then at the bottom, that's the top of the page. The bottom of the page is going to look like this, getting started. You probably won't have any of the clients here in these blue boxes that we're showing, but you'll then decide, are you going to click create a prospect or select existing QS2 associates? So for the most part, you're going to click that create new prospect, and then you'll enter data in on that prospect. Inside of this plan, then you're going to be able to show them their home screen, which then has a dimer, a PAD, a MRA, and an RSE for each client, David Smith and Nancy Smith. And now when we go into the dimer, for example, the dimer input is going to be simple. Dimer input is going to look like this. You're going to input the data, and I'm not going to cover it now. I just want to show you what it looks like, because you've all entered data into the dimer before. But here's what it's going to look like. So now we're going to be able to show this family that they need $1.785 million of insurance for Dave, $2,085,000 for Nancy. That's just to make sure the family stays in a great financial position where they don't decrease their standard of living. So very, very simple. Same thing now. Dimer's checked off. When you get to the PAD, you're going to be able to show someone by entering in their assets or entering in their debts. You're going to be able to show them what their net worth is. That's simple. You enter in all their assets, you enter in all their net worth, their net liabilities, and it shows them what their net worth is. Awesome way to be able to show them what they're worth today and what they need to do to get ahead. Then we go to our MRA, which is monthly resources available, and you're going to now show them what they have in current net income from their paychecks or their businesses. Total income here is $7,000. Then you get to list out all their expenses: mortgage payment or rent payment, credit card payments, auto loan payments, car maintenance and gas, medical insurance, etc., all the way down where it shows them a net income of $700 negative. And there's going to be a lot of people that are going to have negative net income, so it's important to know we're going to be able to help them. The first thing you do for this person would be, one, help them join QS2 so they have the opportunity to make more money, and help them do whatever they can with their monthly expenses to reduce their monthly expenses, such as lower cost of medical insurance, lower cost of property and casualty. Maybe for this couple we go for a lower cost of life insurance rather than a higher cost. Maybe they have whole life or universal life, and we need to decrease that cost. Anything we can do there will help them. Maybe we get them a better mortgage rate. So if they have a negative net income, we got to help them make more money and decrease their expenses. Then we jump over to the retirement success evaluator. I think the most important thing we can do for someone, I'm going to just give you an idea. Let's assume you entered this data, and how would you like to be able to enter just probably 5 minutes of data and then show someone right away if they plan to retire in 20 years in 2033, they're not going to have a successful retirement. Shows how much income they need, 7,500, index at 3%, and they need 13,546 to make sure they have enough income after inflation. You'll show them this graph. The green line that has the dots on it shows the income they need. The blue bars show the income they're going to have, and anybody can look at this and know they're not going to have enough money. They know they have a retirement income deficit. Then we can prove it to them because we can show them on a monthly basis then where their income comes from. We can show them the income they're going to receive, the income they need, and if those two equal each other, there's no income deficit at the top, but at the bottom they have a monthly retirement income deficit that's significant. And then we show them their assets. Their assets are going to be used up really quickly. That's their asset usage graph. And then we show them, well, their IRA money is going to be used up in about 3.5 years. Now we got to make some adjustments. So we make some adjustments to their plan, which we'll teach you at a later time again. And by making these minimal adjustments, we now show them, guess what, your retirement goals can be achieved, and here's what your graph's going to look like. You have a successful retirement plan. We then also show them that they have no monthly income deficit, and we show them that their assets are going to last throughout retirement. So a tremendously powerful tool. No one has this in the industry where it's this powerful yet this simple, and we will teach you all the things you can do from this, which Randy Krogh pointed out the other day. You can do a tremendous job at recruiting. You can do a tremendous job at educating people financial literacy. You can show people what they need to do to make sure they have a successful plan, and just as, if not more important, you can use this as a huge sales tool, so you'll be able to make a ton of sales, whether it's life insurance, whether it's equity indexed annuities, whether it's land banking, you name it. We'll be able to show you how you'll use this to sell. In fact, I've used this type of plan to sell long-term care. And everyone goes, how in the heck can you sell long-term care? Well, if we can show someone this plan right here, where they know their retirement income is going to be successful. The only way it wouldn't be successful if all these numbers worked out is if they had a huge extra need. Well, long-term care could be a huge need. So I asked them, do they want to ensure that their retirement income is not going to have a negative? They go, of course, that's why I want to do this plan. I said, well, then we need to discuss long-term care at some point. So there's so many things we'll be able to teach you as far as what you need to know to be unbelievably successful in the financial services business, and we're going to do it very, very, very simply. So thank you for listening to what we discussed with the Quantum Wealth Builder. Look for that in your back office. Click either the QWB tab or Quantum Wealth Builder, whatever they're going to call it, and start playing with this. It's going to be the key to your future success. What I'd like to do right now is bring on our Senior Executive Vice Chairman, and unbelievable gentleman, has the biggest heart in the world. People love him. He loves people, and his whole goal is to help every single person be successful. And you notice that our crusade is ultimately protecting the financial future of America, but doing it one family at a time, one individual at a time. Well, if anybody believes in that, I believe it's Tony Reyes, because I don't think he believes in recruiting the masses to recruit the masses. I think he believes in recruiting the masses, but doing it one top associate at a time. So I'd like to bring on Tony Reyes, and he has an unbelievable new team leader that he's brought on that has the same mentality, that same drive, determination, and same big heart as Tony does. Tony, are you available?
Hey, can you hear me, Dan?
Yeah, sound good, bud. How you doing?
I'm doing great. Hey, before I bring in the latest addition to our team, to our leadership team, I just want to congratulate you, corporate team, for bringing this awesome tool. It's just going to make our job a lot easier as far as helping each and every family out there reach their financial goals. At the same time, we're going to have a system that's so duplicatable, no other company has it, and we'll be able to build leaders in our company more than any other company has ever done. So that's unbelievable tool. Couldn't wait to apply it. And I've been applying this system but manually, over the month.
Yeah.
And that's why we're closing a big account.
Well, I know,
with
Tony,
this
you
tool,
and I
I
talked
couldn't
about
be
this.
more excited.
Yeah, you and I talked about this and how it was so important, so you could use this because you've helped build the entire company, and you said how important it was. You told me specifically how important it was to have a system and the tools that would let us duplicate, replicate, and make sure we were being consistent across the nation. So if this tool's for anybody, it's for you.
Awesome. And I'd like to take this opportunity to announce that January 25, January 25, we're going to have an event here in the West Coast in Costa Mesa. And it's going to be an awesome training. And the good thing is, with applying these tools immediately as soon as tomorrow, we can have people in that event share their success and share how they've applied this tool. We got to recognize people during that event. So put that in your calendar, January 25. It's got to be in Costa Mesa. We'll put it in a back office. Awesome venue. All right, so put that event in your calendar. It's got to be for the West Coast associates of ours. Now, I want to take this time now to introduce a latest addition to our leadership team. This guy has been with Art Williams from the very beginning. This guy has been with Hubert Humphrey in WMA from the very start. He's one of the 40 people who started WMA. During his career in financial services, he's brought in about 22,000 people. And he couldn't be excited to be part of QS2. So I'd like to bring up Tony DePablo. Tony, are you there?
Yes, sir. I'm here.
Share us a little bit about your background, Tony, and at the same time share with us what you see in QS2. How do you see the future, your future in QS2? And I must say, your timing is impeccable. Share with us your background.
Yes, sir. I joined the A.O. Williams back in 1982 in San Diego. I was a 26-year-old kid. I was a karate expert. That's what I did for a living, breaking bricks and boards. And somebody came and recruited me into the A.O. Williams opportunity. I was always looking to make a lot of money, and at that time I was making over $100,000 a year in martial arts, and it was really one of the greatest opportunities in my life because I charge people $100 a month to beat them up. So if they don't pay me, they get beat up twice. That's a joke. And so it's an exciting opportunity. Can everybody hear me okay?
Yes, yes.
All right, great. And so I got into the A.O. Williams because really my passion is to really help people, just like I did in my martial arts. And I just believe that if we help enough people, then of course we get what we want. So I believe that totally. And from that company, I went to Better Future down the road. I joined the WMA with our leaders there, and I was one of the 40 co-founders of the company. Again, I built that opportunity over and over again. and I know how great the opportunity is up until then. I had the pleasure to meet Tony Reyes, and I really believe that we truly are helping people all across America. And just now seeing this new presentation here, it is totally awesome. If we can't recruit one person at the time, shame on us. We have the great opportunity, we have the great tools, and we have the passion. And I think that this is it. I think that QS2 will be on the forefront of the financial service. I want to be here and make history again. I just love making history over and over again and helping people change their life. So I really commend everybody, all the leaders, Tony, for the opportunity that I possess from him now. And I want to be a part of this big mission. I want to give all my all. I'm a full-time guy. I want to go after this opportunity and help people reach their financial freedom. And again, I'm looking forward to continue helping others and, again, help the company grow all over the United States. I also want to have the opportunity to take this opportunity to Guam, USA. That's where I'm from, Guam. I did have over 500 to 1,000 members down there with WMA, though we never seemed to get the opportunity started down there. I got all the paperwork, all the recruits, but apparently we couldn't get it up. So I hope that we have the chance to bring this opportunity elsewhere as well. Thank you.
Tony, this is Dan.
All right,
Dan
Tony.
Ahmed. I want to know what you told me. You said how many NMDs and vice chairman you would like to have on.
Oh, yes,
What's
sir.
your goal being here?
Yes, sir. When I was in A.O. Williams, I produced 50 regional vice president under my organization. I was a national marketing director when I led that company and joined the A.O. Williams movement. Then I moved to WMA in 1990, and I built 250 marketing directors under my organization. I was a co-founder, had about 3,200 people in my organization. And the way that I did all this is that I aligned myself with the right key leaders, and I built for skill, and it's very, very important. I use what I call the madman cycle, the first 90 days of really packing in a lot of people, and then repeat that process over again for the next 90 days and do that 3-4 times. I promise that if you do these things over and over and over in the next 90 days, the next 60 days, the next 120 days, your business will soar to the top. If you follow our system, the way the system is created for us, it's laid out. All you got to do is duplicate the system over and over and over again. It will happen. And what you do today in the next 90 days will dictate your future. It will either haunt you or reward you. But I promise you that if you do the right things with the right leaders, you go further. So plug in and make sure that we stay focused with each other and keep together with your upline, because that's how you build an organization, is to build that relationship and work hard, and everything should happen if you follow the system.
Hey Tony,
Yes,
let me
sir.
ask you a question. Let me ask you a question about something. They have the 90-day madman cycle. We have what we call the 100-day QS2 Superstar Champion cycle, and that allows someone to become not an NMD and RVP. It allows them to become a vice chairman in 100 days. Our RPM model allows any individual that becomes an NMD themselves, which is very simple, and creates 10 NMDs themselves in 100 days to become a vice chairman. What do you think about that?
That is awesome, man, and I'm very excited. Like I said, I just got on board here, I believe Friday, and I went on vacation. I was already set up on vacation, and I couldn't wait. I had to meet with Tony and Kerry right away so I can sign up, and I can't wait to get back from my vacation so we can really go after this opportunity. That is just so awesome for people that are coming into the business, including myself. You know, that's just really good for people that really want it all and really want to reach to the top, and that's fantastic, man. We didn't have that back in the day, so now we have it here.
Awesome. Well, thank you, Tony. We look forward to seeing you soon. And Tony Reyes, what other conclusion notes would you like to make?
Well, yeah, like I said, I couldn't be more excited to have Tony DePablo as part of our team. There's only one problem in San Diego. Now there's 3 Tonys in one office, so it's got to be very confusing. So we're just gonna have to change our names. Yeah.
You know what, Tony? You know what? You can call yourselves Team T3.
There you go.
Team T3.
I don't want to take too much of this call, so I know we have a lot of great people on the call, so that's all I want to share, and I'm very excited with 2014 coming up.
All right. Well, thank you very much, Tony Reyes. Thank you, Tony DePablo, and awesome to have you both on the call. Thank you. What I'd like to do now is bring on a gentleman that's huge success in the insurance market, huge success in the recruiting, huge success in the sales, huge success in network marketing, huge success in everything associated with the insurance market. And he's part of our company. He's a great guy, a hard worker, and believes in what we're doing. When you have the opportunity to link up with individuals who have been part of great successes in the past and have the drive and determination to now exceed the success that the other companies have had in the past, it makes it where we have a high probability of success. And one of those individuals that's going to provide us that opportunity is Mr. Joel Christie. So I can bring Joel on and have him discuss the topics that he thinks right now are most important to himself to help QS2 succeed. Joel, come on board.
Hi, hopefully everybody can hear me. Yeah, it is you can hear me, okay. It's an exciting time. It's the time when you get the momentum going. You have the right leaders. I just want to spend a few minutes tonight just speaking about being positioned. You know, one of the major ways to become successful in life is to position yourself. So we have leadership positions already, you know, coming up the line, and it's something that you need to think about, because in that leadership position, you want it to work for you, regardless of the title. You want it to work for you. So you have to basically hand select one by one certain individuals who have the desire and the qualities to be personally trained by you. In other words, if you take the responsibility to hand select 3, 4, 5 of those people that you can now train yourself, that will then duplicate what you told them and how you trained them, then these people, when they're qualified, will then be the trainers, the field trainers for yourself as a leader, so that then you can get back into concentrating on the recruiting and the making sure that everything is going right in your office. You know, providing the inspiration so that people can become self-motivated to do what they have to do. And you get back into the recruiting and the building of your operation. And it sounds like this wealth builder, which I missed last night, I'm just hearing it for the first time tonight, it adds a lot of sophistication to the product line. And that'll come in handy as these people get trained to handle this the right way. So somebody mentioned the system. Yes, I'm a great believer in systems. An old adage was to take the pressure off yourself. You know, everybody that comes into the business has pressure on themselves, but everybody can take that pressure off themselves and put it on the system. Let the system take the pressure, and you just move ahead day by day, and it all works out. So Dan, that's basically all I wanted to say tonight. I'm listening very carefully to the progress that everybody's making, and it sounds great. Everything's moving ahead according to plan, maybe even ahead of plan schedule. Back to you, Joel. There.
Thank you, Joel, and wonderful words of wisdom from you, and we will do more and more training, especially I want you to understand the Quantum Wealth Builder, because it actually takes the sophisticated planning model and dummies it down where it's simple. We actually can plan on a complex basis more simply now than any other company has ever been able to do. So I'll make sure I go over that with you. We'll do some individual training. We'll do training with Quantum Wealth Builder over the next 90 days, probably as much as anything, to make sure that everyone knows how to use it, because it really is a sales tool. I don't want us using tools that don't focus on the sale or focus on recruiting, and this allows us to do focusing on the recruiting, focusing on the sales, focusing on financial literacy, education, training. Everything we need to do is one package, so we look forward to using that and training every single person on it. So thank you, Joel. What I'd like to do now is bring on and discuss what really, I look for in a leader in QS2. And all of us are going to always, of course, say we're leaders. When you recruit someone, they're going to say they're a leader. When you recruit someone, they're going to say they will do everything necessary to be successful, and they will beat everyone, and they'll be number one, and they'll recruit too many people, and they'll run the system, and they'll produce, and they'll be a leader. Well, everyone talks the talk, but they don't necessarily walk the walk. And I don't like people that talk. I like people that walk. I like people that actually do what they say. I like people that exceed what they say. In fact, those are the only people I believe. Those are the only people that I put my trust and put my resources in, that I'll spend time, that I will devote my heart and soul to helping them succeed. And literally, I will do that. And the next leader, tremendous leader, we're going to bring on is one of those individuals that qualifies for that in my heart and my soul. And I really look for, one of the joys I get out of being in the position I'm in is that I get to form special relationships with certain leaders. I can't do it with every leader because every leader doesn't do what they say. But the ones that do what they say, the ones that exceed at what they say, the ones that actually do and become that extraordinary leader out there, I will do everything I can to help them succeed. And with this next gentleman, I've tried to do everything I possibly can and will continue to do so. And he continues to blow me out the water as far as everything that he says he does. And that is from the great city of Chicago, Mr. Mike Karczewski. I'd like to bring Mike on and just congratulate him on being the leader that he is out there, because not only, Mike, are you showing how it needs to be done just to your own team, but you're showing the entire QS2 nation what has to happen to be successful. So how are you doing today, buddy?
I'm doing great, Dan. Thank you so much for that. Can you hear me?
I can hear you great.
Yes.
Okay, great, buddy. Listen, I really appreciate the kind words, and you know what? It's all about team as far as I'm concerned, and we've got a great team in Chicago brewing, and I'm just so excited to be a part of the team, Dan. It's just, just this company's changing my life and so many people's lives, so we're just glad here to do our part and hopefully help a whole bunch of people get the ball in the end zone.
Man, that's the motto we have to have, because we're all part of it, collaboration, and we have to be a team. But no matter what, you have to have leaders of a team, because you played sports and you played at a high level. Your boy, you sent me the video of your boy just looking like a man. Literally, he looked like a 22-year-old man against fifth graders. I couldn't believe the stuff you sent me. That guy, your son, is awesome. Just awesome, man. So I was shocked. I was shocked. I almost thought it wasn't real, and then I looked at it over and over again, and it's real. So you know, though, there have to be team leaders, and team leaders have to be like you. They have to be strong. They have to be humble, and they have to be part of the people. And if you can put all those together with the focus on helping your team be successful, isn't your success, individual success, your wife's success, your family's success guaranteed, Mike?
Absolutely, Dan, without a doubt. You know what? And there's no shortcuts to success. We have to go out there and do what we don't want to do now so we can have what we want to have for the rest of our lives. And the biggest thing is, if we invest our time and energy into the success of other people, our success is guaranteed.
And that's it, because if we focus, and I think I'm talking to you from the first time I met you, I knew we got along as good as best buddies could have been, and we didn't even know each other, but I loved your focus on helping one person at a time, and that's been my battle cry, is focus. Recruit as many people as you possibly can, but make sure you focus on helping each family, each individual, each associate attain success at a time. So, and I know that's your philosophy, but why is that your philosophy?
Well, you know what, Dan? It's Rome wasn't built in a day, and the biggest thing I know in this business, what I've learned, is you inspire people, you never require, and the only way you can do that is by going out and working with somebody new and showing them how to be successful, and then making sure the whole team is watching that happen, because then it takes away excuses. It takes away people bitching and moaning and complaining and crying. And, all of us, have that flashing sign on us that says, make me feel special, make me feel important. So our job as leaders is to go out there and work with people and work with that one guy or that one girl at a time, get them to a level of success, which in our case is RPM NMD, and then go on and help another person do the same thing. And then what happens is the people in our organizations, they see that happening, and the right people respond in a positive way, and they realize that the train is moving and they don't want to get left behind. And that's when you have an organization really starts to get synergy and it starts to take off.
That's awesome. Well, I was going to ask you this question, but you already answered them. As far as the RPM program, the Superstart program, the NMDs, the vice chairman, NMDs in 25 days or less, and you seem to shrink that time frame down with the people you're bringing on, and the vice chairman in 100 days and less, you're 100% behind those. Why do those programs, why does the Superstart and the RPM program, why does that, really ring true to you?
Well, a few things. Number one, it gives people a CCMP, a clear, concise mental picture of what we're after. You know what? I mean, by having people focus on becoming an RPM NMD and then building RPM NMDs, that becomes what I believe is everyone's personal management philosophy. Art Williams just talked about that. You've got to have a personal management philosophy. So at QS2, you're either going to RPM NMD or you're building RPM NMDs. And with the way you've got it set up, I mean, think about this, Dan. For someone to go out and build an RPM NMD, what's it going to take them? We're talking, what, maybe 20, maybe 30 hours in a month? I don't know about you, but I look at that as part-time work. But if you go out and you're an NMD with an NMD contract and you go build one NMD a month, you're looking at an annual six-figure income on your 1099. You got to be kidding me. Where else does an opportunity like that exist in America? The answer is, besides QS2, it doesn't. So with that, by you giving us a clarity of purpose, like I said, a CCMP, it makes people, exactly know what they're supposed to be doing every day, and then it's just our job as leaders to basically find out what kind of RPM NMD pace they want to be on. Knowing that someone could build one a month, and that's basically part-time effort, and they're going to make six figures part-time, well, they're not limited to just building one. They could pick a pace and maybe build two, maybe build three. If they're really on it, I believe people can build 4 or 5 in a month. I mean, Fred Flournoy and Gladys Anderson, our new studs that you're going to hear from in a moment, they're going to build 10 NMDs in their first 30 days in the business in December, which, by all practical reasons, people say December is the slowest month of the year in this industry, but not to them. They're not listening to that. They're not being logical. So I love it because it really sets the pace, and it allows people to focus on what they need to be focusing on, and gives them something to shoot for.
Awesome. Well, I'm going to make a comment on that December production. Last thing I want to ask, maybe give a quick summary on, how do you see the Quantum Wealth Builder affecting you, your recruiting, and your practice?
Well, I'll tell you what, when we were at the practice company, everybody in our organization, we did the financial needs analysis. And what I look at with the Quantum Wealth Builder is it really is the financial needs analysis on steroids. What it does is it's a roadmap for people. It gives people confidence. And what are we doing with this financial Quantum Wealth Builder, I should say? I look at it as, okay, when you're going to sit down with a family, first thing we got to do is make sure that they're properly protected. And as we all know, most people do not have enough life insurance, and even if they do, they don't have the right kind of insurance. That's number one. So we're going to protect them. God forbid if something happens to them, that their families are going to be able to continue to live at the lifestyle they're used to. Well, then guess what? The biggest thing for us on the back end is retirement. And when you look at retirement, 97 out of 100 people are on track to retire dead broke, which means they're going to be working until the day they die, not because they want to be away from their grandkids, but because they need money to live. So the second part of that is helping America restore their retirement with Index Universal Life. When you take the front end and the back end, and then obviously I know we have a bunch of ancillary product offerings in the middle, which we're going to be able to monetize and help people save money on products that they have to have by law, like health insurance, like property and casualty, and the list goes on and on. but really that the quantum wealth builder, I should say, is the centerpiece that allows us to fill in needs where they're needed the most, which in my opinion is making sure people are properly protected and then making sure they can retire with dignity and get to spend their golden years the way they want on their terms and not Walmart's terms.